to smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine.
Hello strangers and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I just want to thank the 748 subscribers I have so far. Y'all are amazing. Despite my horrible upload schedule, y'all are still here, and some of you are watching my videos. And I really appreciate those who do leave likes on my videos. Those who haven't yet, a large percent of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you like my content, think about hitting that button. It's completely free and you can always unsubscribe. Please consider subscribing and, smash that subscribe button and, ding the little bell. Ding that little bell for me, okay? My anxiety's so high right now. It's not even funny. The months before spring break were hard on me. Problems started popping up slowly. My family didn't notice right away, but when they did start noticing, I refused to go to the doctor, afraid of my life changing for the worse. I had started drinking more water than normal and getting extremely exhausted after school, or even walking short distances. I had even gotten in a car accident after school from being so tired. The feeling was odd. It's not normal sleepiness. My brain felt like it was tingling, and I physically had to fight to keep my eyes open. So to combat this, I attempted to start eating healthier and going to sleep earlier. I thought it was working because I started losing weight, but I was still having that thirst for water and napping for long hours after school. The symptoms kept getting worse. After eating, there would be an unbearable pain in my stomach. I assumed I was eating too much or too fast. I even started taking Tums after eating to subside the pain, since eating less and eating slower wasn't working. On top of all this, I was losing a large amount of hair every day and my hair was thinning badly. Closer to spring break, I started falling asleep in classes where I would usually want to stay awake, such as my electives, art and 3D animation. I had projects due and I could never stay awake long enough to make progress on them. And the most alarming thing was I started losing 10 pounds each week, which I knew wasn't healthy or normal. Side note for any of you who can lose 10 pounds in a week, good for you, but literally all I was doing was eating salad, and the rest of the day I would just sit on my ass, so I wasn't doing anything. Finally, the week before spring break, my mother finally decided to take me to the hospital in the emergency room to get me looked at. A visit I thought would take a couple hours lasted my entire spring break with me bedridden and getting hourly blood draws and tests. Now what did I have? What was wrong with me? My mother's guess was right, but we had waited too long to get it checked that it turned into a bigger problem. I was diagnosed with DKA, or diabetic ketoacidosis, serious diabetes complication where the body produces excess blood acids. I'm just reading off of the definition, guys. I'm not a doctor, I promise. This condition occurs when there isn't enough insulin in the body. Symptoms include thirst, frequent urination, nausea, abdominal pain, weakness, fruity scented breath, and confusion. Basically, my blood sugar levels were so high for so long my blood was acidic. The doctors said I was considered diabetic for at least 6 months or maybe even longer. I was lucky I went in when I did. If I waited any longer, more severe complications would have occurred, like going into a coma or even death. My doctor had explained to me the differences of diabetes. There was type 1 and type 2. Most people can reverse type 2 by dieting and exercise, but type 1 wasn't reversible. Type 1 diabetes happens whenever your pancreas produces little or no insulin. I was hoping I would be diagnosed with type 2 so I could have my normal life back, but unfortunately I wasn't that lucky. I had gone into the hospital, I believe, on a Wednesday and didn't leave until the weekend after spring break was over. So I was in the hospital for 10 days or so. I was upset to go back to school having spent my whole spring break in a hospital bed, but Monday came along and school was canceled. Then the next day, the same thing. Then the whole week was canceled. Got pretty lucky, I guess. Type 1 can also be genetically passed on. Found out that taking ibuprofen can sometimes affect your pancreas. Like Advil, ibuprofen can affect your pancreas if you take too much. And insulin comes from the pancreas. So I think I took too much ibuprofen when I was little because no one told me I couldn't.